The halfway point of the season brings with it new, perhaps more realistic outlooks on the rest of the campaign. For some, a title race has ensued. For others, it's already time to focus on next year. Hello, everyone. I'm Metafiction, and as I say, we are halfway through the minor league season. This is going to be match day 8 out of 14. Every team has played each other once, so it remains to go round the robin one more time. And we begin today with North Shore against Inter London. North Shore currently leading the standings. Very tight gap between them and second place FC Kapstad. You see the standings here, 18 points to 16. And the very next challenger is Inter London, tied for third with 10 points. So very much a two-horse race at the moment. Still time to change that, but as it stands, North Shore very much pushing for another title. We are underway here. North Shore in the 4-1-4-1. Inter London rocking the 4-2-4. So some very interesting lineups here as Tentacles crosses in, but it's headed clear by the London defense. It's going to be very interesting to see how these different tactics play out, both deploying a little bit of focus on the wing, but in very different ways. London with the more up top, although, as I say that, North Shore, with the pressure. Here's Tentacles. Tentacles takes the shot from range, and it goes well wide. Now a free kick from Casual just skims the top of the net. Certainly a very unlikely spot to find Casual, who just last season was one of the mainstays in that Reykjavik attack. It's here as Casual trying to chip it past Kerrigan, who pushes it behind for a corner kick. Snooks will take. And it's headed clear. Scarpetta gets onto it. Recycling possession briefly. Possible. Gets past Berbatov, cutting inside. And it looked like that was Williams who sent it clear. VAR, though, sending word to the referee about a potential penalty. Referee is going to the screen to look at it. And the verdict is a penalty has been given. Well, there you go. Del Pirlo to take for North Shore to put them in the lead and puts it home. So North Shore seizing the advantage with that penalty here in the 12th minute. North Shore United 1, Inter London 0. It's going to be a bit of a setback for London. North Shore had the advantage, but so far Inter London had been able to withstand their attack. London now pushing forward themselves, although disrupted by Tentacles, and North Shore come forward once again. Snooks trying to dribble around Schweinsteiger, eventually has to send it back to Scarpetta. Ricky Bobby to Del Pirlo. Del Pirlo surges through the defense, and just like that, it is 2-0 to North Shore. Well, that did not take long. Almost directly from the kickoff, some good passing by North Shore. Del Pirlo absolutely torching Williams and the Zoom there. And the finish was more than good enough to double North Shore's advantage here in the early stages. Here's Tato. Knezovic chips it in, trying to find Snooks. Snooks' header on the bar and behind. It will be a goal kick. Possible now coming forward for North Shore. Gets past Williams, slow cross. Resume there to get in the way. Tato, though, intercepting from Berbatov. Back Jarrow, pressured by Finley, has to send it back. Eventually sent long, finds Casual, heads down for Del Pirlo. Del Pirlo gets onto it, and Kerrigan pushes it behind for another corner kick. And the North Shore attack have had all of the ball so far, as here is another corner by Snooks. Looked like that was headed for Jarrow, but Schweinsteiger there to head it clear. Snooks with the ball on the end line. Was dispossessed by Finley. It will go behind for another corner kick. Watch there for Del Pirlo and Bobby on the edge of the box, but that ball headed over the bar. Dengels gets to that ball ahead of Schweinsteiger. Header battle, eventually won by North Shore. Snooks sends it back in. Here's Ricky Bobby. Squares to Del Pirlo. Making a run of the defense. Del Pirlo runs into the defender. Tato had a shot. Kerrigan equal to it, however. North Shore, 13 shots, 6 on target thus far. Inter London have yet to even take a shot, penned in to their own half for most of this first half. And here come North Shore again. Del Pirlo finds the run of Tato. Tato has a shot, and Kerrigan getting a hand to it once again. Stokes' corner held by Kerrigan. Well, time running out in this first half. Nunez for London throws the ball in. London trying to get one back before the half. Here's Berbatov. Can't get it past Sterling, and it's behind for a corner. I believe that was their first shot of the afternoon for Inter London. Nunez's corner crossed in, headed back out, although Nunez gets to it again. Low cross, sent clear, and it is now half-time here in New Zealand. North Shore having pretty much every possible good chance thus far. Up 2-0 at the half with 14 shots, 7 of them on target. Inter London with just the 1 shot on target thus far there at the end of the half. It has been a dominant performance from North Shore thus far, really staking their claim in this title race. And no doubt Capstad, who play later on in today's broadcast, will be taking note of this performance. Second half is underway. Inter London getting us started left to right. And forced out to the near flank. Passing back and forth between Nunez and Schweinsteiger, and eventually sent flying out into touch. Scarpetta now to send in a corner for North Shore. Headed clear by Powdered Toast Man. Del Pirlo picks it up. Scarpetta again. Into the box. At close range. Puts it past Kerrigan. Well, it's a rare goal for Scarpetta. But North Shore certainly won't care. It is 3-0 to the team from New Zealand. He finished it from inside the 6-yard box. Even for a player who doesn't score all that often, it is very difficult to miss an open goal from that distance. North Shore forward again. Here is Tato. Sends it back to Possible. Del Pirlo now dribbling inside. Finding space. Shooting. And Kerrigan pushes it behind again. Kerrigan been under all sorts of pressure today. Only continues as Scarpetta sends in the corner kick, headed over the bar. Now a free kick for London. Finley sending it in, but it looked like Hun Possible was there to send it clear. London still with the ball. Berbatov, shot blocked by Pat Tato. Now another corner kick for North Shore. Here in the 60th minute, Snooks sends it in. It's headed off the head of Casual, and Casual doing casual things makes it 4-0 to North Shore. Well, it's a perfectly delivered corner kick. And there are a few players in the SSL that you would trust to finish in that situation more than Casual. There is another chance for North Shore from the corner. Headed back to Scarpetta. Finds Knezovic. Tentacles in a lot of space. And it takes a deflection, but it goes in. With just under 30 minutes to play, North Shore have a 5-0 lead. Let's take a look at this shot again. Tentacles cuts inside, shoots. It looks like it takes a deflection off of Schweinsteiger. And that's enough to put it past Kerrigan. Although I'm not sure Kerrigan would have been able to get to it regardless. In any case, it is a goal. They all count the same. Casual over the top and is offside. Bit of a passing chance here. Schweinsteiger trying to find Williams, but intercepted by North Shore. Now sent long. London getting on the end of it again, though. Here's McGurk. Threw a ball to Schweinsteiger, out wide. Can they manufacture something here? Here is McGurk. Back to Nunez. And Blackman had a go. In the end, tame enough for Sterling to get in front of it. McGurk sends it forward for King. Now here is Schweinsteiger. Has a shot from range. Forces the corner out of Sterling. Blackman with the corner for London. Sends it into the box and headed over the bar. Well, 15 minutes to go. North Shore have absolutely dominated this match. 25 shots, 14 on target, an XG of 3.27. North Shore very much looking like title contenders here. Here's Toastman sending it over the top for Schweinsteiger. Sends it in. And it was King who had the shot, forced over by Sterling for another corner kick. Nunez will send it in. It's headed up into the air. Nunez gets to it, and Sterling claiming it out of the air. Time just about expired here. Knezovic sends it all the way back to Sterling. And there is the final whistle on what has been an emphatic performance by North Shore United. 2-0 at the half, 3 more goals by Scarpetta, Casual, and Tentacles make it a 5-0 victory, and perhaps an important moment in this title race. Del Pirlo, your player of the match with a brace. Also assists from the likes of Knezovic and Snooks and Jarrow. And one other I couldn't quite get to. 5 yellow cards for Inter London. Not the most disciplined showing, it has to be said. But in the end, a famous victory for North Shore United. And we now prepare for our next match of the day. Seoul Mythic hosting AS Paris. Here's a look at our lineups. Seoul going with a 4-2-3-1. And for AS Paris, in what also a 4-2-3-1, but arranged with the central midfielders aligned vertically rather than horizontally. Certainly a very interesting take on the 4-2-3-1 tactic. This even hasn't exactly been to Paris's benefit so far this season. But points for innovation, certainly. And it is Paris who get us started, going right to left in the white and blue. Seoul in the deep green. Paris a little tentative out of the gate here, passing among their defense. Aloisi intercepting the pass from backline carry. And now at this time it's Manone who intercepts the pass. Cortez trying to dribble through the defense, but Fist there to cut it out. Neither of these teams really troubling the title race as it stands, but both teams certainly hoping to finish this season as strong as they can, put themselves in the conversation. Here is Aloisi forced out to the corner flag, sending it back to Fist. And that pass not quite good enough, backline carry there. Although Aloisi with the challenge on Cortez. Now here's Nagatoro Maradona, and Paul was offside, but hit both posts anyway. An unfortunate development in more ways than one for Paul. Ness trying the through ball for Labovich, but Prosper wise to it. Here is Prosper. Nagatoro Maradona. Aloisi now, dueling with Carey. Turns around, crosses back, and Panda sends that one to Japan. Paris cutting out the pass. Papadopoulos trying to release Shalezi there. Shalezi didn't make the run, though, and now Hawkins coming forward. Finds Maradona. Prosper has space, crosses, and Danny Paul has opened the scoring here in Seoul. Well, it's a well-worked move by Seoul. Maradona finds Prosper out on the wing, who gets past the defenders and crosses to Paul, who is in plenty of space to send it to the opposite post off that left foot. Now Paris trying to manufacture something. Papadopoulos can't find Labovich. And now Seoul breaking again. Here is Maradona. Maradona versus Ness. Maradona gets past Ness. Maradona puts it in the net. Well, that is a strong individual performance from Nagatoro Maradona. Getting the ball, just bullying their way past Ness there. And what a finish that was. 2-0 to Seoul Mythic within 10 minutes. And sends it in, headed up into the air, and ultimately sent over by Aloisi. Long ball picked up by Garfield. Seoul building from the back here. Fist sends it forward to Hawkins. Now Aloisi. Crosses into Paul, who heads it down for Panda. Panda with a shot from range. Was well over the bar. This has been all in favor of Seoul Mythic thus far. AS Paris not really able to get anything going offensively. Hawkins again. Threw the ball to Aloisi, but doesn't make the run. So instead forced back. Tried to find Danny Paul, but it ends up with Prosper out wide. Maradona. Now Garfield into Panda. Panda shoots from range off the head of Toki Wartooth. Well, 30 minutes in, and Paris have finally registered their first shot of the match. Did not quite come off, though. Was not on target. And that, I think, is a testament to how thoroughly Seoul have taken control of this game. Paul loses out there as Wartooth sends it long. Shilezi. Papadopoulos. Manoni trying to find Cinnamon. Almost dispossessed, or was dispossessed, but immediately received possession again. Some very quick passing. Cortez to Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos cuts inside, and Leonidas Papadopoulos has got one back for Paris. Well, some very quick passing there by Paris. Shilezi to Cortez to Papadopoulos, cutting inside to beat Spoon, and fires past Jin Levy to make it 2-1. AS Paris not out of this match yet. It's true that Seoul have had the better of the match so far, but Paris refusing to concede. Either team now potentially looking for one more before the break. Aloisi. Prosper through to Maradona. Maradona crosses, and Paul puts it in the back of the net, but Maradona offside. It will not count. We are just seconds away from halftime as Barflett sends it long. It's headed back, Prosper. Garfield sends it to Hawkins. Hawkins through the middle. And that shot wasn't on target. And so it will be at the half. Seoul Mythic 2, AS Paris 1. Paris' only shot on goal thus far was the goal by Leonidas Papadopoulos. It has been a fairly comprehensive performance, meanwhile, from Seoul Mythic, with the 2-goal lead within 10 minutes. Will they be able to finish this match out, or can Paris scrap something out of this match yet? We have 45 minutes left. We will find out. Teams now getting prepared for the second half, making adjustments, trying to figure out where they went wrong, how they can address weaknesses in their opponent's game. We do have 2 substitutions, Shuanar and Poggio, coming on for Seoul. How much of a difference will they make to this match? Seoul, meanwhile, coming forward as Fist, pressured by Manoni, finds Shuanar. Aloisi and Paul nearly getting another goal. Garfield, meanwhile, gets to it. Maradona sends it back to Spoon. Papadopoulos there with a challenge, but it's right to Garfield. Here is Poggio with the corner. Sent in off the head of a Seoul player, and it goes over the bar. There's sole goalkeeper Jin Levy with the ball at his feet. Eventually he settles on Fist, who is bringing it forward. Tries to find Prosper over the top, but Ness there to get it, although Garfield brings it down. Garfield in the box. It deflects off of Bartlett and into the net. Well, an unfortunate turn of events for Paris, but it ultimately caps off a very swift move by Seoul. Fist, of course, sending it long. Prosper had lost out, but Garfield got to the second ball. Bartlett was in the way of it, but it took an unfortunate deflection back into his own net. And it is Seoul Mythic 3, AS Paris 1. There's got to be a deflating goal to concede if you are AS Paris. Seoul building again, but being forced back into their own half for a moment. Here is Fist. Gets it to Aloisi. Sends it back for Poggio. To Garfield, who had another shot. Headed clear this time. And that looked like a very cynical foul by Poggio. No booking, but did disrupt what looked like a potentially interesting Paris move there. As it stands, the only booking is Spoon for Seoul, as that free kick headed in and headed back out again. Poggio finds Prosper. Now Chouinard. Aloisi instead to Paul. Forced outside by Wartooth. Crosses in. Garfield's header, that time held by Bartlett. Bartlett making sure with the solid hands after that last mishap. Maradona with the deep free kick here. 1-2 with Spoon, who gets it again. Tried the cross, but couldn't get it past the blocker. Well, that passing sequence, ultimately comes to nothing, though Maradona cutting out the pass from Wartooth and sends it wide. About 15 minutes left. Paris once again in a 2-goal deficit. Although Papadopoulos gets onto the end of it with a chance here. Papadopoulos and Spoon getting a foot in at the last possible chance. Jin Levy had come out. Papadopoulos could easily have buried that were it not for the timely intervention of Spoon. Wartooth sends the corner in. Headed clear. Wartooth still with it. Pass back to Minone. Now finds its way to Papadopoulos inside the box. Back out to Minone. Paris brewing something here. Carey. Forced back to Minone. And whatever it was they were brewing, it's been snuffed out by that Seoul set-piece defense. Paris really pushing to try and bring themselves back in this game. Through ball, finds Papadopoulos. One-on-one with Spoon, and Spoon, again, getting in the way of that shot. It will be Cinnamon to send in the corner for Paris. And it was off the head of, I believe that was Carey, but nothing doing for Paris on this occasion. Well, that was a pair of very good chances for AS Paris, specifically for Papadopoulos. But Spoon there in the back line, the goal savior on both times, on both occasions, as Poggio's corner there headed over the bar. Here's Labovich trying and failing to get past Garfield. Chouinard finds its way to Aloisi, tries to release Paul. Here's Maradona, Paul again. Prosper is offside. One more corner for Seoul, sent in by Poggio. Finds its way to Aloisi. Chouinard back to Poggio. In a lot of space. Cross in, and John Garfield ices it. Well, a brace for Garfield and 4 for Seoul. And that may as well be that for this match. Poggio crossing in, Garfield making a move to get in front of backline carry. And great finishing on the header. Harris now dribbling forward, trying to get at least one more goal out of this for the sake of goal difference. Ness crosses in, tried to find Papadopoulos, but it was Fist instead. Maradona now breaking for Seoul. Forced back. Poggio. Time winding down. Here's Maradona cutting past defenders. Here is Prosper, but Ness able to get in the way. And there is the final whistle. Seoul Mythic with a strong victory and a strong showing over AS Paris. The final score here, 4-1 in favor of the home team. It was the 2 goals within 10 minutes that initially established Seoul's lead. Certainly a strong showing for Paris and for Papadopoulos, but it is John Garfield who gets the plaudits today with a brace and player of the match. You see there Papadopoulos with the goal, the only consolation for AS Paris on this occasion, assisted by Isabella Cortez. So there you have it, 4-1 from Seoul. And next up, we travel to the desert of Egypt, where Cairo City hosts Montreal United. Certainly both these teams, while not necessarily among the title picture, will be hoping for as much momentum to carry themselves into the final stages of the season as possible. A 5-2-3 for Cairo, and as for Montreal, appears to be a strikerless formation, a 4-3-3 with Suzuki there as the false 9. Both these teams tied on 10 points going into today's matches, though neither one is currently within touching distance of first or even second place. A win here for one of these teams could potentially herald a late season title charge if everything falls correctly. Here's Pleasureman crossing in. Well, I tried to get ahead to it, but couldn't. Dalton Kanders sending the ball long. Isagi heads it down for Cairo. Here's Van Gerritsen. Isagi into Kwai. Kwai fires, and just like that, within 3 minutes, Liang Kwai has fired Cairo into the lead. This is a very quick move to develop. Van Gerritsen cutting back to Isagi. And Kwai able to get past Zerhuni to find space. And it's a very quick opening blow from Cairo City. Now Montreal trying to shake off that early setback. Coming forward now, here is Suzuki, but Kwai doing very well to dispossess. Now Isagi forced out wide, ultimately has to send back. Haglund now sends into Pleasureman. Pleasureman crosses, and Zerhuni Safe pair of boots in defense, right in front of the keeper. Here's Van Gerritsen again. Crosses into Hayden, and Caleb Hayden from a tight angle has doubled the advantage for Cairo. Well, once again, it's Van Gerritsen who makes the goal here, dribbling past Schmidt, managing to get it ahead of Normus. And credit to Hayden for that finish. A very awkward angle to be shooting from, but manages to sneak it in at the far post. Less than 10 minutes elapsed. It is 2-0 in favor of Cairo City. What can Montreal do to turn this one around? Pleasurement intercepting that pass from Fantabins. Now Cairo once again building. Robichon Touchette sends it to Vercetti. Hagelin sends it out wide, finding Angerin. Now here's Hayden. And this time Hayden's shot goes just wide. Mike Rupp coming forward now. Hagelin beating Jeremiah, finds Angerin. Pleasurement into Kwai. And Liang Kwai went just a little bit too early there. Angerin on the corner for Cairo. Headed over the bar. I believe that was Vercetti who got ahead to it. It will be a goal kick for Montreal. Headed down by Van Gerritsen to Isagi. And here's Kwai again. Through ball to Hayden. Hayden! It's off the post. Here's Bierman, a former Cairo player, as recently as last season, it should be pointed out. Now Jeremiah squares it, and Mei Suzuki has one back for Montreal. Bierman started that move by passing to Wang Jihao. Then Jeremiah made a run. Hagelin trying to keep up, but couldn't. Vercetti couldn't get the foot in. Jeremiah squares it to Suzuki. And Suzuki with a great finish to get one back. And here is Ken crossing in. And Schmidt very nearly had the equalizer then. Headed just past the post. Vercetti and Rupp passing amongst themselves in defense. Here's Hagelin. Getting past Jeremiah. Pleasurement into Hayden. Finds Kwai. Kwai fires wide. And they're sending it long, trying to find Suzuki. It's headed down by Rupp, and Cairo come forward again. Vercetti forward to Hagelin. Forced out wide by Jeremiah. Does beat Jeremiah. Into Angerin. Angerin just nearly beating Canders at the near post. But it does go behind for a goal kick. Last time winds down here in the first half. It's been a steady performance from Cairo City, and they will go into the half by a score of 2-1. 12 shots for Cairo, but only the 2 that scored on target. Similar story for Montreal. Their only shot on target did go in, but they've only had 2 thus far. Certainly could do with a bit of an increase in finishing ability for either of these teams. We'll have to see what adjustments are made here ahead of the second half. It is Cairo who get us started. Isagi sends it wide for Van Gerritsen. Crosses in, tried to find Pleasureman, but nothing doing. Isagi with it now. Tried to find Angerin, but cut out and sent clear for the moment, at the very least. Here's Van Gerritsen again. Squares it, trying to find Hayden, but Fantavens gets in the way. It's another corner to Cairo. Angerin to send it in. Tried to find Vercetti, and Vercetti finds the net. Well, this is a very well-delivered corner. Vercetti able to get up over the defender. I believe it was Fantavens who was closest. But Vercetti heading it into the back of the net past Canders. And it is a 2-goal lead once again for Cairo City. Pleasureman now fires from range. The Canders can only parry it aside. Another chance from a set piece for Cairo City. Angerin again on the delivery. Couldn't find Vercetti that time. Instead, it falls to Kwai. And what a miss that was. Kwai looked like he might have found the net, but not on this occasion. Now can Montreal get back to within one? Fantavens tries to find it over the top for Zihao. Zihao turns, dribbles inside, fires, and it's pushed over by Gunleifson in goal for Cairo. It will be Schmidt to take this corner. Sent in, headed into the air, and Isagi sends it clear. Now Angerin at the other end with the free kick. Over the wall and almost past Canders, who pushes it behind. Corner comes in, and it's off the head of Vercetti again. Squall Vercetti with a brace from set pieces. This comes down to excellent set piece coaching. An excellent finish from Vercetti and phenomenal delivery from Angerin, it has to be said. Making both those goals, putting them on a plate for the central defender. Haglund now sending in. Vercetti gets to it on a hat trick. Kwai from range forces Canders into a save. And Gerritsen now to deliver. Sent in. This time denied. "10 minutes to play, and it seems like Cairo have this one in hand. Although Montreal do have a set piece here. A corner kick to be delivered by Schmidt. Sent in, and Jeremiah couldn't get it on target. Well, time is winding down here at the Tomb of Doom in Cairo. Cairo City looks set to record a potentially very important win as Jeremiah sends that long-range shot well over the bar. Cairo looking for one more before the final whistle. Hayden sends it out to Kwai, who cuts back inside. Now Angerin lofts it, and Canders claiming it. Well, Cairo City, on top of the pyramid, As of this moment, Montreal simply in denial. And I can only apologize for that horrible set of jokes. It is a 4-1 victory for Cairo City. An excellent performance on set pieces, it has to be said. Femi Angerin delivering a pair of corner kick deliveries to the head of Squall Vercetti, who gets player of the match. Goals also from Caleb Hayden and Liang Kwai. As for Montreal, their only consolation was that well-worked move, capped off by a strike from Mei Suzuki. Will that be enough to spark a potential title run for Cairo, or are North Shore and Capstad simply too far away? The second half of the season will tell. But in the meantime, we have one more match to show you today, and that is Athenai hosting the second place team going into today's matches in Capstad. Well, it's a 4-1 3-1 for the Athenians, and an offset 4-2 3-1 for Capstad. An interesting clash of tactics here. We'll have to see who gets the upper hand. There you see, as a result of that win, Cairo City on 13 points, just 3 back of Capstad, could be poised to make a run if Capstad should slip up today. It is Capstad who get us started, going right to left in the green. Athenai in the white and blue stripes. Checkers, apologies. And that's a long shot from Penshaw there. But Duke equal to it. And I know I offended a lot of people by saying that stripes and checkers are the same thing, so once again, I can only apologize. Here is Ash Jeeves into Smallwood. And this will be a free kick to Capstad for offside. Capstad needing a win to keep pace with North Shore as Ali Dia heads to nobody. Capstad needing the 3 points in order to keep pace, but here is O'Leary for Athenai, getting past Valor, and it's off of Von Bismarck and into the net. And Sean O'Leary has put Athenai ahead. Well, this is certainly a turn-up. The long ball over the top found O'Leary, who gets past Vidal Valor. And again, a very unfortunate deflection. Von Bismarck thought he was pushing it past his post, and he was, but on the wrong side of it. And just like that, Athenai lead 1-0 over Capstad. Dia. Where's Tataka? And Guerra had a shot pushed behind by Duke. And it will be Hall who sends in the corner for Capstad. Had it in. Ramos almost got it, but not on target. Both teams evenly matched on XG as it stands. Capstad just having more shots, but it is Athenai who hold the lead on the scoreboard, and that, as we all know, is the only stat that matters at the end of the day. Pass cut out by Valor. Capstad coming forward. Here's Guerra. Challenged by Washburn. Guerra crosses. Nearly found Dia at the far post, or did find Dia, but Duke able to hold on to it. Jeeves. Now Smallwood. on the far flank. Hyuga to Washburn. Washburn in space and sends it wide. Well, only a minute left to go until halftime. Von Bismarck sending it long, but Fiacre getting to it. Now here is Polzer. Forced outside. Making good progress, though. Deflected back to Washburn. Into the middle for Hyuga. And it's blocked. And now Kapstad on the break, potentially. Well, they were until that pass was forced behind. And it is halftime, and Athenai leading Kapstad 1-0 in a result that I'm sure North Shore would be very happy if it held. It was that goal by O'Leary that proves the difference at the half. Can Athenai hold on this lead and potentially play spoiler in this title race? Meanwhile, Kapstad needing to equalize and find a winner, or else North Shore could slip away, at least for the time being. Crossed in, but headed clear. As we are now underway in the second half. Guerra's pass to Taka, cut out by Hyuga. O'Leary with it. Finds Smallwood. Smallwood crosses. It's headed just over the bar by Athenai. And Athenai, it has to be said, have been the better team so far in this match. A 1-0 lead, I would say, just about reflects the flow of this match thus far, but Kapstad still with plenty of time to find an equalizer, although Dia dispossessed there. Kapstad getting back in front of it, though. Guerra with a chance, forced behind by Duke for a corner. All descend in. Headed clear. And nothing doing for Kapstad on this occasion. Jeeves sends it to Mertz. And now Washburn. Here's O'Leary, the scorer. Challenged by Cheng Shen, finds Washburn inside. Washburn has a shot, forced Von Bismarck to dive. And the header battle ultimately ends up in Von Bismarck's hands anyway. Less than 30 minutes to play. Kapstad still yet to find a breakthrough. Paul to Taka. Through ball to Penshaw. Could this be it? Penshaw fires over the bar in what looked like a prime position to equalize. Fiacre squares it. Smallwood to Clements. And K. Clements doubles the lead if VAR allows it to stand. And it does. What a move this is. Washburn finds Hyuga. Fiacre passes it on. Smallwood redirects, and Clements, what a finish. And Athenai's advantage doubles. And so does Kapstad's anxiety. Less than 20 minutes to play, and Kapstad have to find 3 goals if they're to keep pace with North Shore. Here's Jeeves, challenged by Dia, cuts back, intercepted by Tiki Taka. Jeeves keeping pace with Taka. Finds Dia. Dia breaks through the defense, cuts inside, fires, and fires over the bar. Another wasted opportunity for Kapstad here. It's a corner kick now for Athenai. Less than 15 to play. Hinata Hyuga stands over it, sending it into the air. Taka sends it clear. Guerra getting onto it. Dia forced back by Huga. Now here is Doug. Doug challenged by Jeeves. Crosses. And ultimately Atheni dealing with it. Dia cuts out that pass. Squares it to Penshaw. Penshaw firing wide. And another miss for this Kapstad attack. Fiacra to Smallwood. Smallwood! Bismarck just able to get down to stop it. Good reflexes by von Bismarck. Forces another corner. Ball sent in by Huga. Balls to Clements. Back to Huga. Back to Clements, and Dia able to clear it, though only just. Here is Washburn. Doug gets ahead to it, and this will roll behind for another corner kick. Just over 10 minutes to play. And it's Huga with another corner kick for Atheni. Sent in. Balls to Smallwood. Shot blocked, and Clements fires wide. Or excuse me, is blocked, and it's set coming the other way. I apologize. Smallwood gets the ball off of Cheng Shan. And now Penshaw nicking the ball off of Washburn. Kapstad need to work quickly. Otherwise, North Shore will have a very big opening to pull away in this title race. Cheng Shan. Back to Hall. Here's Doug. Cheng Shan again from distance and fires off the post. Duke could not get to it. The finish just barely off target. Now a ball over the top. Here's Polzer. Polzer's shot. Well, the less said about it, the better, quite frankly. Here is Doug. Ali Dia crosses in, and Duke able to hold on to it. Guerra now. Heading past Huga. Dia sends it back to Gerard. Guerra over the top to Taka. Taka from close range forces a save out of Duke and was offside anyway. And each passing minute makes Kapstad's situation that much more desperate, and an Atheni victory that much more likely. As here is Clements on the far wing. Tried to pass inside for O'Leary, but Dia able to get to it, though Clements still with the ball. O'Leary in the box. Washburn. Dribbled back out, and it looks like a foul has been given by the referee. Referee ruled that Washburn had been fouled with the ball inside the box. VAR has instructed him to have a look at it. And the penalty decision is reversed. No penalty for Atheni. Well, that would have more or less killed the game right then and there. As it stands, Kapstad still with a glimmer of hope, albeit one that is becoming more faint as we speak. That ball sent in by Dia for Guerra goes over the bar. Polzer cutting out the pass by Cheng Shan. Here is Smallwood. Smallwood cutting inside von Bismarck with the save. The board goes up on the sideline with 3 minutes of added time. Kapstad will need every second as Clements' shot goes over the bar. Well, it would seem that no miracle is forthcoming on this occasion. Kapstad will cede significant ground in this title race to North Shore United. Meanwhile, Atheni with a famous victory here as Polzer squares to Fiacra. Fiacra forces another save out of von Bismarck. Will they have time to take the corner? Will they care to take the corner? They will. It's sent in. Handed clear. And then von Bismarck tips it over again. Hugo standing over it, perhaps waiting for the referee's whistle. Instead, does take it. Sent clear. And there is the final whistle and confirmation. Atheni run out 2-0 winners over title challengers FC Kapstadt. And how important will this match be come the end of the season? A strong victory for Atheni. Brian Duke receives credit for player of the match with an assist. Goals from Kay Clements and Sean O'Leary proving the difference here. Capstad had some individual bright spots, but overall, a performance they will want to push out of their memory. And that is that for our matches today. Atheni with the stunning 2-0 victory that could have just shaken this title race to its core. Let's take a look at the standings. North Shore now with a 5-point gap over Capstad. Cairo City also forcing themselves into the reckoning. And Atheni now tied with Inter London and Montreal on 10 points. The scores again: North Shore 5-0, Seoul 4-1 over Paris, Cairo 4-1 over Montreal, and you just saw Atheni 2-0 over Capstad. North Shore beating Inter London to widen their lead at the top of the standings. That is going to do it for me. Thank you for joining us for Minor League Matchday 8. I've been Metafiction. Till next time, take care.